What's up, everyone? It's Chicks in the Office with Rhea and Fran giving you that Friday energy on a Friday. Ooh, the first Friday of 2021. The year's off to a hot start. It's fucking cold. Francesca, how's it going? How is life going? Obviously, the world is a crazy place right now.
Yeah, I think we all thought, and we joked about it when 2020 ended. It was like, fuck this year. 2021 is going to be better. We're only a few days in and we're like, oh, this shit still sucks, huh? Like this is still really shitty. It was just a wild week. On top of the fact that the week after we go back to work is always feels like a very long week anyway. Just everything that has gone down. And like, I gotta find it. My friend sent us a meme. The memes never sleep. They really don't. The memes really never sleep. So she sent like the Arthur picture of like looking in the mirror and he's like totally falling apart, just like tired, saggy. And it just says, how the hell did we go from Kanye West fucking Jeffree Star to a civil war and it's barely 2 p.m.? Like it was just, it's like, that's what we started the day off with on Wednesday, Jeffree Star trending on Twitter and ended with a siege on the Capitol building. So it was really chaotic. I sat on my couch on Wednesday and just like jaw on the floor watching the news. Really couldn't believe what I was seeing. It's scary how polarizing this country is right now and how like extreme people's viewpoints are and there's no middle ground. And they were clearly, I'm not going to talk about it too much. Like we're going to, get into our topics, do our normal show, but it's crazy to me how unprepared they were for that day when they knew that there was planned protests and people were planning to show up and huge crowds of people. When we saw the kind of responses to the Black Lives Matter protests and how they were probably so prepared for crowds of people, overly prepared, just insane. And the Capitol building, they were just like, no. And like I said, once again, the memes, it's just ridiculous because we live in this world where these serious things are happening. And then you see these memes that make you laugh and you're like, why am I laughing at this? This is like not funny, but it is still funny. Like I saw one that was like Capitol security and it was like a door and the lock was a Cheeto. It's insane.
It's absolutely insane. First of all, on one half, it's like disgusting and jarring to watch people act like this. Like you said, like your jaw is on the floor. You can't believe this is happening. It's such a joke. And it's honestly embarrassing to the rest of the world at how people are acting. But then, like you said, then you see the memes and you're like, oh, why am I laughing at this? Like, this is fucked up to laugh at. But at the same time, you're like, what else can we do besides, obviously this is insane, but you gotta just like have a good sense of humor when you see something funny, because we need to have a good sense of humor right now to get us through things like this. If we had no sense of humor, if nobody could like make a meme or whatever, we'd all be fucking miserable. Like it just like seeing what is going on. And obviously
you gotta balance all the bad news with either reading good news or, having a laugh.
Right, exactly. And that's what we try to do for the show, obviously. So we're not going to talk about it too much. Yeah. But obviously we acknowledge that it's fucking crazy and definitely should not be happening. And like you said, like seeing all the videos and the pictures that compare how they were acting during the Black Lives Matter protests compared to how they were acting yesterday, it just shows that there clearly is a problem. Like if you don't look at those pictures and say there's a problem, then I don't know what else to say. You know what I mean? Like there were videos where they were just being let in. They was like, yeah, come on down, come into the Capitol. Taking selfies. It's insanity, pure insanity. I saw one that was
the guy's carrying the podium. He's laughing. He's carrying the podium out of the Capitol building. It's like, it's the hypocrisy is on a whole nother level. And that was the example maybe everyone needed to see, like so crazy.
Right. And I saw, do you remember the video of when somebody crashed the fashion show that Gigi Hadid was in, and then Gigi Hadid literally stepped in front of the prankster and like took her off the runway. It was like Gigi Hadid was better security than the security at the Capitol. Like, that's where we're at right now. But we just want to provide you guys with a show that we usually do, pop culture shit that doesn't really matter, but it does to us. And just having a good time, a good distraction.
Yeah, like I said, Wednesday started off with everyone talking about Jeffree Star fucking Kanye West. Like, I saw this one tweet that was cracking me up of someone who had, it was when everything was going on Wednesday, and it was a tweet about Kanye and Jeffree, and the guy had retweeted and was like, yeah, there's a lot going on, but best believe I'll be circling back to this.
Yeah, like I'm going to watch the news, but when I'm done with that, I'm going to go back on Twitter and search Jeffree Star and Kanye West
get to in the my mentions
because those memes are really where it's at. Oh my God. Yeah. We're going to get to all of that. But besides that, Fran, how are you doing? Besides what's going on in the world, how's life going in general?
It's pretty well. I think I'm trying to kick my January off to like a good start. I've been, keeping my planner, like I said I was going to. I set a habit tracker. I haven't done any of the things I set out to do yet.
Obviously.
It's funny because in the thing it has like, it says habit tracker and you can list them, and then it has Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, and you can check off which days you do it. It's blank. It's blank. So I'm getting there. I'm getting there right now. One of my goals is to drink 3 of my flasks a day, and I haven't done it yet. I've done 2, but this is my second one today, so I feel good about it. So that might be the first thing I cross off on my list.
It's 4 p.m., so I think you can get there. You're absolutely going to drink another one of those.
Yes, exactly. So I think that'll be my first one. But Kelty, so sweet, she messaged me on Instagram and was like, just let me know if you need any help with your Bujo, your bullet journaling. I was like, thank you so much. I just did my workout chart. It's still blank. Of course, she was like, yeah, talk to me when you're like tracking your bathroom moments and when you have sex. And I was like, I'm not there yet, but it's
not quite there yet.
Baby steps.
That's too much journaling to me.
Yeah. I'm going a little wild with stickers. I kind of forgot how fun stickers are. Like I bought this massive pack of stickers and now I'm just like putting stickers everywhere on it. Like we have an interview. I'm like, ooh, interviews get a star sticker. Like if
you like the interview a lot, then you give it 2 stickers.
Don't worry, I have exclamation point stickers. If they're really good, I'll get exclamation point.
Thank God, I was worried you didn't.
Yes. Maria, how are you doing? It's been a big day for you. You just launched a brand new podcast. You're rocking the merch right now. Very, very happy for you guys. I think it's going to be a huge hit. Huge.
Thank you, Francesca. I had a hard-boiled egg this morning because I am also trying to, habits, like eat breakfast, like a well-balanced breakfast. And I had a hard-boiled
I saw you with your fucking acai bowl.
Oh, I did have an acai bowl as well. I forgot that. But I think low-key acai bowls are like not that good for you.
I think they have a lot of sugar.
I know, but it tastes good. So whatever, I balanced it out with hard-boiled eggs. Yes, I do have a new show. It's called Because We Got High. It's on everywhere that you listen to podcasts. It's myself, it's Kelly Keegs and Brianna Chicken Fry. You may know her from TikTok. It's really just about everything and anything that you would think about high, I guess. Like the name might fool you and make you think like it's a weed podcast and like it's all about weed and like, oh my God, we love weed so much.
Right, you're like comparing like different strains.
Yeah. Like it's not like that. It's just really we are going through topics A through Z. Like our first episode starts with A, and then the 26th episode will obviously be Z. And then we're picking 3 topics based off that letter. So A is alcohol, anxiety, asses. Next one's B, bitches, blunts, and booze. So then we move down the line. So we're really just talking about everything. And Noah's producing it. So Noah's great skills will be added to the podcast as well. So go check it out. Download, rate, subscribe, review.
5 stars.
If you'd please. If you please. I'm not going to hold you down and force you, but if you want to listen to just some fucking banter, some funny banter. Go check it out.
And while you're at it, like, just fucking go on that podcast app, rate 5 stars, throw Chicks in the Office 5 stars if you haven't. Just
listen,
you know?
we forget to show, like, people have been messaging me, and I'm sure it has happened to you, because like whenever me and you do stuff without each other, people are like, oh my God, do not forget about Chicks in the Office. It's like, how do you expect me to forget about Chicks in the Office? I do this show 3 times a week. We do the group chat every day. Like, I'm not just going to forget about Chicks in the Office. It's number one. But we've been doing it so long now, so we forget to tell people to like, rate, review, subscribe. And we've also reached the point where people give their honest opinion. like when you first launch a podcast, everyone's so excited and they're like, yes, 5 stars, 5 stars, 5 stars. And then when they start to listen to you and they get used to, then they start like critiquing things. So I feel like we've reached that point with Chicks in the Office. And listen, we welcome criticism, open it, any good suggestions, but if you love the podcast, please just rate us 5 stars in a review. Right. Like if you really are a ride or die, we'd really appreciate it.
If you have a criticism, DM it to us. Or, if you love the podcast, rate it 5 stars and then be like, I rated it 5 stars. But let me just say the way that I don't know. I don't even know. The way that Friends is obviously 90 times an episode is starting to annoy me. Like, okay, fair. That tracks. But you're right. I think when shows first start, people are like, I love everything Rhea does. I love everything Fran does. Let's go. So excited. And then 2 years in or however long we're in, they're like, love Rhea, love Fran, but God, like sometimes they just piss me off.
Yeah, like it's almost like like when you start a friendship off with somebody, right? Like
exactly.
You don't want to. That's your bestie. Like you guys are new friends. Nothing pisses. Like you guys are fine. And then like 2 years in, you're like you're annoying me today, or like whatever.
Still love you.
Still love you, but like that was annoying. So I feel like that's where the listeners are at with Chicks in the Office. They're dedicated. They're here. They're listening. But they're not rating us 5 stars and reviewing us 5 stars. So we would really appreciate
because we don't ask anymore.
We don't ask. And you know what? We just did. So go do that.
Yep. Thank you very, very much. Okay. I think let's get into some topics. We got some fun stuff this week.
We do have some good topics that we are excited to talk about. Olivia Wilde and Harry Styles were seen together holding hands. Looks like these two are dating. We also have another Olivia Wilde topic. It's weird. We've never really talked about Olivia Wilde, and now we got 2 topics about her. It seems like her and Shia LaBeouf really do not get along. There was a little music video mishap as well as Margaret Qualley involved. Her and Shia, I don't think they're dating anymore after this little fiasco.
LaBeouf
Kim Kardashian and Kanye West are officially getting a divorce. It's over for these 2 lovebirds. We really thought they were going to be the 2 to make it. No, we didn't. But it's still sad to see. And we have a recap of Bridgerton because Fran has officially watched, and damn, is she happy about it. So,
she is.
And also we have an interview with Tori Deal from The Challenge, our girl. She is awesome every time she comes on this show. And if you love The Challenge, it's a great interview, great inside scoop as to what happened with her and Jordan as well. So let's get into it, starting off with Olivia Wilde. Big news, everybody. Our man, our love, our dear Harry Styles has been taken off the market.
You know what? I think that before this, I always thought that when Harry would get a new girlfriend, I'd be very upset about it. I would be unhappy. I would think like, she doesn't deserve him. But for some reason, I love this pairing. I think that it makes a lot of sense. I think Harry has always loved older women. I thought that this is not to be taken offensively to Olivia Wilde. I thought Olivia Wilde was a little bit older than she is. She's younger. She's 36. Harry Styles is 26. It's the same exact Priyanka Chopra, Nick Jonas level here. And I feel like Nick Jonas, everyone always talked about him kind of, being more mature and maybe dating older women. And Harry Styles, I feel like it's the same way. Bria, I took a small look at like One Direction Harry Styles stan Twitter. They are not happy about him being in this relationship. I was dying. These tweets being like, she stole him from us. I was like, oh my God.
Listen, I'm not in the market to fight with Harry Styles stans because I am one of them. But I am not one that would tell him not to follow his heart. If you are a fan of somebody and you love somebody, then you want the best for them. If Harry Styles likes Olivia Wilde, I want him to be with Olivia Wilde. Harry Styles is an old soul. It does not shock me that he's dating a woman 10 years older. He seems like he's 36. Like, I would never, if you told me how old is Harry Styles, 26 would not pop into my brain. He just comes across like an older soul. He has a lot of older friends. I don't know why people freak out like this. Did these 13-year-olds think they had a shot with Harry? Because let me tell you, they don't. Us 23-year-olds don't. So the younger ones definitely don't either.
I think the general idea is like, if he's single, this sounds so psychotic as it's coming out of my mouth, that he like belongs to the fans, you know? His heart is with the fans. Disgusting. Like the fans can claim him. And that's now gross. That he, I didn't like saying it, but that's just, I feel like that's kind of where it is. And Olivia Wilde seems fantastic. I've only heard great things about her. I did hear like a firsthand account recently that she is so, so lovely. You know, she has 2 kids with Jason Sudeikis. And I think that a lot of people freaked out too, because it seemed soon after the Jason Sudeikis news. However, kind of how we talked about it with Tori, which you guys all hear, the timelines of us when we find out things is different than real life. You know, Jason Sudeikis and Olivia, I think, had been broken up for a while. It just wasn't public knowledge until months later we all find out. So it seems like it's all happened very quickly, but in reality, it's not. And Harry brought Olivia to his agent's wedding in California, Jeffrey Azoff. And there was only like 20 people at the wedding. So very intimate. Harry was officiating. Us Weekly said that Harry called Olivia his girlfriend during the wedding. So I think they're dating. Like, there was a lot of speculation, like, oh, maybe they're just holding hands. You know, celebrities, they're weird. They do weird shit. Maybe they're just holding hands. But it does seem like they are a couple.
I love it. I am so happy for them. I've always been a big fan of Olivia Wilde. I feel like she has a great personality. She's stunningly beautiful. She's a great actress, director.
Talented, yeah.
She's so talented in so many different ways. So I've always been such a huge fan of Olivia Wilde. And so when I saw this, I was nothing but delighted. I was like, this is awesome. We thought that with Don't Worry, Darling, that Florence Pugh and Harry Styles were going to get together, and then we were worried about Zach Braff. There are rumors going around that Zach Braff and Florence Pugh are engaged, and they're happily together. We did not expect Olivia Wilde. When the news came out that Jason Sudeikis and Olivia Wilde broke up, it did pop into our heads, like, does a movie with Harry Styles starring in it, and then you break up with your boyfriend of 10 years who you have kids with. Fiance. Kind of suspicious. And now it seems like that's true. Jason Sudeikis, though, and Olivia Wilde look like they have a great relationship, because on the 23rd of December, there were pictures that came out of them hugging, smiling, Olivia grabbing his face. They look like they have a wonderful relationship. It was also... people on TikTok thought that Olivia Wilde was driving around in Harry Styles' car. If Harry Styles is in love, so be it. I am also in love. So I need to let Harry Styles be in love.
Seems like you and Olivia Wilde have the exact same taste. Because remember that time where you were just talking about how you would love Jason Sudeikis and then Harry Styles?
Noah just got to keep bringing this up.
I know, he has to keep bringing up when I said I'd fuck Jason Sudeikis over everybody else. The thing is, I did see many girls being like, ew, Olivia, you left Jason Sudeikis for Harry Styles. And part of me was like, I don't get it. But then part of me was like, wait, I think I get it. Like, if you truly love Jason Sudeikis and you don't like Harry Styles, you don't listen to his music, and you don't really know anything about him, then I can see people being like, "Ah, fuck me, Jason Sudeikis." But like, it's like Harry Styles though. I saw Kevin KFC here tweeted like Jason Sudeikis just has to tip his cap. Like, you cannot get mad at your ex for dating Harry Styles after you. You can only be impressed. You can only say, wow, I must be a hell of a guy if it's me and Harry Styles.
Right. I could see Jason Sudeikis making a joke being like, hey, if Olivia didn't get him, I would have dated him, you know? Like, where anyone would have been okay with that. I did see some stories saying, you know, that they do get along really well. Like you said, they have their 2 children, but at the end of the day, they just couldn't agree on a lot of logistical aspects of their relationship. Olivia was a little bit busier than Jason. Her schedule was a little bit busier. She wanted to be
cleared
on
up
the West.
For Harry.
Yeah. She wanted to be on the West Coast. Jason wanted to be on the East Coast. So when those fundamentals don't work, it's going to be a problem. But Olivia seems very happy with Harry. You know, we see these pictures of them on set and "Don't worry, darling." And the quote used when describing the set of this movie was that Harry and Olivia created a very loving and warm environment on set. Doesn't that just sound amazing?
That reminds me of a chocolate chip cookie.
Yep.
Just warm and delightful.
A loving and warm environment.
You know, Hank
This couple is like a chocolate chip cookie.
Yeah.
Just want to take a bite out of them.
Both of them.
Yep.
Hank was
together.
Absolutely sickened that Olivia Wilde was dating Harry Styles after Jason Sudeikis. I feel like he got a little scared. Like he like no, I'm kidding.
Went from resident funny guy to pop star.
Yeah. Like Hank's very funny and cool, you know what I mean? And then it's like Harry Styles steps into the picture. No, I'm kidding. I would never leave Hank for Harry Styles. I'd only ask if I could. I probably would. I don't think I would leave Hank for Harry Styles. Like, because that would just be like, oh, I'm throwing away everything just because I think Harry Styles is great. Like, I don't know anything.
But maybe you
Harry
just
Styles.
like ask for one night.
Yeah, like, hey, Hank, like Harry Styles wants to fuck me. Can I have one night with him?
What if Harry Styles was like, come with me, like back to London, like live with me?
Oh my God. I'm like blushing hard.
I may or may not have already had that dream happened in my mind.
Like the thing is, if Harry Styles was like, Rhea, I love you. Come with me on my private plane. We're going to go to an island that nobody knows about, only I know about. And me and you, you don't even have to worry about your life back here any longer because it's me and you forever, babe. I might be like, all right, if I'm going to an island and I don't have to deal with the aftermath of what I've done.
I just thought about Harry Styles like interacting with your family, and that would be the funniest thing. Like,
I would never let him meet my family.
Like, you guys have a wedding, and like your dad has to like hang out with Harry Styles.
Oh my God,
that would never work.
Rhea,
Harry Styles would leave me.
I need you to read. Oh, shoot. Why am I not going to find the... Nope, that's not the one. There is a book that, and it's not the after movies. Oh my God, I didn't even talk to you about that. Did you watch?
You never talked to me about anything, Fran.
I watched because I watched them.
You always do this.
I watched
I tell you everything and you tell me nothing.
God. I watched them over Christmas, and I literally put them on. I don't even know. It was like maybe the night before Christmas Eve. I don't know. The after movie, and then the second one is After We Collided, I believe.
Oh, with Dylan Sprouse?
Yes. And there's 2 movies. And it's the movies are based off fan fiction that was written like based on Harry Styles. and I, first of all, the movies are horrendous in like the best way possible. terrible, like objectively bad movie, but movie that I will for sure watch multiple times. It's like a young 50 Shades of Grey type of thing, like kind of even younger sort of situation. But that wasn't even what I wanted to talk about. It's The Reasons for You. Shit, why am I forgetting the name of the book? It's literally a book about how a mother and daughter go to a boy band show that's literally One Direction, and the mom connects with the Harry Styles type character, and they basically like fall in love.
The mom does?
The mom, yes.
Of course, because Harry loves older women.
That's what I'm saying.
Would never even have a shot anyway. Harry would be like, oh, you little, you 23-year-old. You'd want nothing to do with me. I'm a little speck of dust to him. Whatever. Now I'm getting worked up. I'm happy for him and Olivia Wilde.
Oh, is this? Oh, The Idea of You. This is what it's called. The Idea of You by Robin Lee. Bria, highly recommend. If you want to get into some reading this year, this is the one. It's the romance. It came out in 2017, but it's about sophisticated art gallery owner who is a 39-year-old mother who falls for Hayes Campbell, the 20-year-old frontman of her teenage daughter's favorite band.
Ooh, okay. Yes. Okay, I'm into it.
Yep.
Sounds like a good fantasy.
It kind of reads like, it kind of reads like a Harry Styles, Olivia Wilde romance.
Listen, I'm here for it. If Harry's happy, I am happy as well.
Yeah, agreed.
If you are looking for a way to protect yourself, then look no further than the Taser Strike Light presented by Taser. Make sure to pick up a Taser Strike Light. The Taser Strike Light is a rechargeable, high-powered flashlight that can repel an attacker through its electric stun feature. It literally combines a flashlight and a stun gun, and I don't understand why you wouldn't get this to protect yourself. Why would you have a flashlight without this feature involved, especially, I don't know, if you're in New York City, I feel like
walking the streets late at night.
It's a good place to have one, wherever you may be walking the streets late at night. It's good to have something to protect yourself like this taser. So go to taser.com and use promo code Barstool for 15% off. Please note, a limited number of states require a permit for use, and Taser products cannot be purchased for person use in Hawaii or Rhode Island. So if you're in Hawaii or Rhode Island, sorry, you're out. But otherwise, you guys can get it to taser.com. More Olivia Wilde news. Like I said, we've never really talked about her on this podcast, but now we are going to talk about her 2 topics in a row. As you might know, Margaret Qualley and Shia LaBeouf were rumored to be dating. They did a project together. And from that, they were spotted together dating, whole big thing. They did a music video together that Olivia Wilde was directing. And then Olivia Wilde was no longer directing it because her and Shia LaBeouf have beef.
So we saw this all play out on Dumois. You know, we're always talking about Dumois. And they had there wasn't really a lot of reasons, a lot of rumors, like Olivia Wilde was tied to the project and then she wasn't. Rumors of Shia being terrible on set, all of these things. A Hollywood Reporter article came out this week that says that while they were making the video for Love Me Like You Hate Me, which is Rainsford, aka Rainey Qualley's Margaret's sister, starring Margaret and Shia, Olivia directed it as a favor to the girls because Olivia has worked with Margaret before. After they wrapped, Shia submitted a cut of the video before the deadline, like on his own, that he made with someone else. And allegedly, Olivia responded to the email saying that she would be happy to take a look at it and she would be submitting her cut shortly. You know, she had more time. The deadline was not even up yet. Shia responded saying the correct response would have been to thank him for this and say, we should go with this. He also allegedly said, this is from a source that saw the emails who talked to the Hollywood Reporter, that he said, great jazz musicians know when not to play, which Olivia responded to saying, I'm out, see ya, forget it, which is why if you watch the video at the end, it says like, special thanks to Olivia Wilde or something like that, but doesn't give her, credit for directing it, even though she did direct it. And this came after Shia was already fired from Don't Worry, Darling, because Olivia has a no assholes policy, and he violated that policy.
I don't think it's shocking that Shia LaBeouf seems like a piece of shit. I feel like we knew that about Shia LaBeouf. I feel like with Shia LaBeouf, it went, okay, Even Stevens, we love Even Stevens, Shia LaBeouf, this cute little Disney star. He's going to be so big one day. He starts doing movies. People really like Shia LaBeouf. Then all of a sudden, Shia LaBeouf goes downhill, right? There came a point where people then started to hate Shia LaBeouf. He's a piece of shit. He's an asshole. Then somewhere along the line, it became Shia LaBeouf's cool again. Everybody loves Shia LaBeouf. Oh my God, great actor. We respect him so much. When they did the
it was like respect the crazy almost.
Yeah, it was like, okay, now we're respecting how crazy he is. Everybody loves Shia LaBeouf again. And now it's turning into, no, I actually think I hate Shia LaBeouf again because he really doesn't seem like he's that nice or respectful in any way, shape, or form. Respect Olivia Wilde, who is the director, first of all, of the movie, which sounds like you were not respectful on. And honestly, thank fucking God, because then we got Harry Styles. And then we got Harry Styles and Olivia. So it was like it all worked out. Actually, you know what? Just made me realize. Thank you, Shia LaBeouf, for being an asshole.
Thanks for being a giant fucking dick. And yes, it has been worse and worse for Shia these last few months. We never really talked about it too in depth on this show, but FKA Twigs came out and sued Shia in LA for sexual battery, assault, and infliction of emotional distress. Shia came out and supported her, saying, like, I can back up everything that FKA Twigs is saying. Shia put out a statement basically saying, like, yeah, I have a abusive personality, like, to myself and the people around me, but still kind of denying some of these things. And according to a lot of rumors, and there was a lot of posts on Dumas about this recently, that Margaret Qualley attaching herself to Shia in a romantic way was going to hurt her career. People weren't going to cast Margaret in movies, not because of her acting skills, but because it would cause a huge shitstorm for the studio if she were to do press for the movie and people were to ask, like, how are you dating Shia LaBeouf? Like, when all of this is out there. So it all kind of blew up. We've seen the pictures of Shia and Margaret, but now they apparently broke up on Saturday. A source told People that they broke up on Saturday, so that they're no longer together. And that's probably best case for Margaret. I would just say, she's young, her career is just starting. She's very talented. Like, she doesn't need to be dating a guy like Shia LaBeouf, who seems to be an absolute menace.
Shia LaBeouf is jaded at this point. Margaret Qualley, who's so new and fresh, she can't be dating Shia LaBeouf. Shia LaBeouf's only going to ruin her. Going to tell her how she should act, probably get involved in the movie she's in, show up on set like one of those scumbag boyfriends you see on TV. Yep. I'm picturing the episode of Entourage when Anna Faris is working with E, and then her like scumbag boyfriend shows up. Like, that's what I picture with Shia LaBeouf.
Yeah, I'm with you. You can't be dating a guy like that, especially with everything that's come out about him in the last month, where it seems like he's absolutely horrible in relationships. Just like, to his core, really doing bad things to these women that he's dating. So this is probably for the best for Margaret. And now we know that Olivia and Shia clearly do not get along. It's incredible. I think it shows a lot about Olivia, that if she fired Shia from that project and was still willing to work with him on that music video as a favor to Margaret, like, how nice of a person she is. I think if I fired that guy from my movie and then I had to direct a music video with him, I'd be like, fuck that. I already fired this guy. But as a favor, she did it for them. So if anything, like, more props to Olivia. Non-stop stories about Kim and Kanye this week. We have been seeing the rumors for months now. They're on the rocks. They're living at separate sides of their house. They don't see each other. Kanye's in Wyoming. Kim's in LA. Now, Page Six was the first to report it. They are headed for divorce. It's imminent. She's done, is the quote that was used everywhere. And it kind of seems like now we are finally, nothing confirmed from the family directly, but when there's this much smoke, there's fire. So it does seem like they are now headed to divorce.
Absolutely. And because they haven't posted that it's not true. And usually when something gets posted by E or TMZ and it's not true, the Kardashians step in, they'll post the article and be like, come on, guys, you didn't get it right. Like something like that. Yeah, I think that this has been coming for months now. I think maybe even years at this point. We've all seen it coming. Kanye has spiraled out of control. I saw some fucking assholes responding to me on Twitter. Oh, thank God Kanye got out of that family. No, thank God that family got away from Kanye. Like that's how it should be looked at. Kanye's absolutely spiraling out of control. So I feel like, this is a good thing that they are going to, obviously they have their kids and they're going to co-parent, but if they're not good together, it's not great to stay together. It's not going to be a good thing if they keep that going. So probably for the best. Now here comes the tricky part. I can't picture Kim Kardashian dating another human being. Like I couldn't even picture her married to Kanye because I just don't feel like, I feel like Kim Kardashian is dating herself. And that's fine. I just can't picture her dating anybody else. But now there's these rumors about her dating other people, Kanye dating other people, Jeffree Star's involved in the mix. Like I am obviously sad for Kim and Kanye that it came for this. Obviously divorce is never a happy thing. You never root for that for somebody. So it's obviously a sad thing for their family and for their kids to have to go through. But having both of these people single and in the mix makes for some great drama and some great news days.
Yeah, it does seem like they have been living separate lives for so long now that they can manage a way to have it work for their families and make sure Kanye's still involved with the kids. But that's what every article says, right? Kim's most worried about protecting her family, protecting her kids, wanting to make sure that her kids are okay through all of this, which makes a lot of sense. But I think we've already seen them living these separate lives for so long that it's like the divorce, it's a piece of paper. Like they're, that's why I think we weren't as shocked about it. But once the word divorce gets thrown around, it obviously gets messier. It becomes a bigger deal, money-wise, just partnerships-wise, all these things that they do together. And Kim this was when I saw the Page Six article and I was like, okay, unsure. But then they had said that she had hired Laura Wasser. And when I saw her name, I was like, oh boy, okay. The big dogs. We've called in the big dogs. Yeah. Laura's involved. Laura was hired by Kim for the Chris Humphries divorce. Laura's one of the biggest celebrity divorce attorneys there are. Us Weekly reported that she's been on retainer since last summer. Like Laura's just been waiting to come in, just waiting for the call. This woman has been a divorce lawyer for Angelina Jolie, Ryan Reynolds, Kelly Clarkson, Ashton Kutcher, Christina Aguilera, Johnny Depp, Heidi Klum. If you've seen the movie Marriage Story, Laura Dern's character was loosely inspired by Laura Wasser in real life. So this lady is the real deal. I feel like when she is involved, you're like, okay, shit's getting serious. The amount of, I was talking about this with one of my friends this week, the amount of dirt this woman has, like the amount of information she has that she will never be able to share is so sad. Like I can't believe all the, tapes, recordings, everything she must have is so juicy.
I wish that she would say fuck it all one day and later in her life write a tell-all book, use different names and just expose everybody. Wait until, Kim and Kanye in 30 years, nobody's going to care that they got divorced. It's going to be 30 years. Let us know what happened. Give us the tape recordings of Jeffree Star and Kanye West fucking. And then that's it. I'm sorry. I went too far there, but the rumors are.
It's crazy. We're going to see so many contradicting stories, I think, and we already are seeing them. It's so many different rumors from different times. Oh, they had a big fight in December. Oh, the final straw was the presidential race. Oh, they've been over for months. Apparently, TMZ says that for Christmas, Kim bought Kanye a bunch of James Turrell, I don't know how to say his name, art, which is an artist that Kanye loves, estimated to be around $1 million worth of art. Kanye bought Kim 5 new Mercedes Maybach SUVs that are like
5?
5.
Why does she need 5? Why? Why do people spend their money like that? What does she need 5 of them for? That's insane.
5 of them. And apparently the base cost is like $160,000. But if you get the bells and whistles, which I'm sure Kanye does, he bought her like $1 million worth of this 5 of the same car. So why buy 5 of the same car? Like, why not 5 different cars?
That makes no sense to me. Like, that is quite literally a waste of money. Couldn't, that shows that they have everything and anything they could ever want. That at this point, they can't even think of a Christmas gift. They got to get 5 of the same car because they have everything else. That's disgusting. That pisses me off. Like, get 5 different cars, please. That would make us all feel better. But 5 of the same car really makes us feel like pieces of shit.
It's very ridiculous to buy 5 of the same cars, but that's Kanye for you. They've allegedly been in counseling. Kim wasn't wearing a ring. She is wearing the wedding band in pictures, I think, that came out today. Kanye only went one day to Kim's birthday in Tahiti. So there's going to be some very interesting things. I've been reading a lot of articles. It's like, I don't know how they're going to separate their assets. Apparently, Kim owns the land in Calabasas that their house is on, but Kanye owns the house that's on the land. So who knows? The amount of shit their lawyers probably have to go to because of the amount of things that they own, like the amount of assets that they have and the amount of like so many expensive things that they own has just got to be insane.
We always say that getting divorced is no big thing for celebrities, but also like they have so much money that it is a thing. They have so many things actually to deal with.
Yeah, exactly. Then throw in these Jeffree Star rumors, right? Like it's like Kanye's fucking Jeffree Star. Now, when I and Jeffree, he really leaned into it, right? He posted a picture, he had the rainbow hair. He said, "I'm ready for Sunday service." He probably thought it was as funny as everybody else did. This rumor started on TikTok. Of course it did. And it started with Ava Louise, who is a TikToker who is known for her song Skinny Legend Anthem, which is a problem if you have ever heard the song. And the girl who went viral for licking the airplane toilet seat for the coronavirus challenge. So it just goes to show how anybody can put any bullshit out there and it's going to get picked up. We're going to believe the girl who's out here licking toilet seats on airplanes?
Yeah, I do not believe for 1 second that Kanye West is fucking Jeffree Star, because Jeffree Star, number one, just because I don't believe that, but also Jeffree Star is like leaning into it, which obviously means it's not true. But there is like, that's not true, but there have been rumors for years now that Kanye West is gay and hooks up with like many male fashion designers and makeup artists and whoever. And I wonder if that will ever, like, that rumor has been going around for so long, but I wonder if it will ever come out as true. You know what I mean? Will we ever get that information? I'm not really sure. I think it's always going to be some sort of rumor.
I agree with you on that. And maybe Ava was trying to lean in towards a different makeup person and not Jeffree Star. I don't know. I checked out her Twitter, which I really regret doing now, but she was retweeting posts from Keemstar, who made a new, I feel so old when I talk about this shit. Like I'm saying their names and I'm like, I don't even know who these people are. Okay. So Keemstar posted a new YouTube video where he called out Cole Kerrigan, who's another makeup guy, for allegations that he performed oral sex on Kanye West. Cole retweeted it and wrote, And y'all wondered why I was in Wyoming in August with the eyeball emojis. So take that how you want to take it.
You never know. You never know. And also, wasn't there? Who was the designer's name? Was it something with an F?
The pictures of him in Paris, right? Is that what you're thinking of?
Yeah.
With Kanye.
And he
I know
made
what you're talking
Kim's
about, but I
dress. He made like one of Kim's dresses that he wore. Why is this gonna buy? I think it was like something with an F.
I would love. What's your Google search right now?
Kanye West hooking up with Paris fashion designer is what I just typed in. Nothing is coming up. Why don't I remember his name?
I do remember what you're talking about, though. I really do. I don't know. I'm not going to be able to find it either.
I just don't want to keep typing and not speaking. Otherwise, I'd be able to like be a little more in depth about it. Yep. Kanye West.
Oh, Ricardo.
Yes.
Ricardo. God. Tishi.
Yes.
Yes, that was him. Yes.
Yeah.
Found it. Okay. Woo.
Oh God. Thank God we got through that. There were that was always rumors about them two.
Yes.
And I don't know where the rumors came from, but I remember in like 2013, 2014, that was always a rumor.
Yes, I do. I remember seeing that and hearing that too. So crazy day for the rumor mill for the Kardashians. Definitely. I think like the one person who woke up thankful for all of that was Jeffree Star. Being like, well, my name's in the news for all of this and I'll be happy. I'll take it.
So I found an old article to when Perez Hilton was relevant. 2013, it says, was Kanye West Ricardo Tisci's best sexual encounter? Apparently, Ricardo told a magazine, I have several, but the one I think immediately is an experience I had with a man who is known. I never imagined that something could happen between us, and it's still the hottest weekend of my life. Nobody really knows if this guy is straight or gay. It is a mystery. However, I was attracted to him, his way of speaking, thinking, walking, dressing. I love what he does as an artist. This weekend, both this intimate moment has only reinforced my attraction to him. I don't know why that means Kanye, but
yeah,
that's what people thought. That Kanye West.
That's what people thought at the time. Yeah. So no, you're right. The rumors have definitely been around for a while. And it's sad. Kim and Kanye have been a power couple for a long time, probably longer than a lot of people thought that they would be. But at the end of the day, it just isn't going to work. And I feel like Kim has definitely tried everything she could to make it work. I'm almost mad at myself for how I spoke about this show on Monday, not knowing what this show was. You know, you had watched it and I was inexperienced. I didn't know. I felt like now looking back, I was like, I was Daphne, not knowing how the human body works, just not knowing how any of these things work. Bridgerton was a gift. Thank you, Netflix. Thank you, Shondaland. You know, she signed that massive deal with Netflix, Shonda Rhimes, and she brought us, you know, the Duke of Hastings, Simon, Reggae Jean Page. He was on ABC's For the People, which was a Shonda show. Got cast in this. I mean, there's really not enough words to describe this man, really. We didn't deserve another heartthrob. We didn't. We did nothing to deserve another man like this. And yet here he is.
Simon, he was gifted to us.
He was.
And he
by
was.
Shonda.
Specifically episode 6. We were really gifted. I mean, this show, which overall was a really great show. It was like Gossip Girl-esque, but obviously not placed in the same time. Yeah. And by the way, if you haven't watched all of it, don't listen because we're probably going to spoil it.
Spoilers, alert.
Yeah.
Do not listen any further.
Alert. Stop listening right now if you don't want to be spoiled.
Yep. Perfect.
But I really liked how this show was kind of just focused on Daphne and Simon. Like, yes, there were side characters, but we really didn't care about the side characters as much as we cared about Daphne and Simon. With other shows, I feel like there's so many characters sometimes, and you care about all of them very equally, right? You care about each of their relationships. I only cared about Daphne and Simon. I only wanted to know what was going to happen with them. They're on, they're off. They have this fake deal. What's going to happen? Obviously, they're going to fall in love with this little deal they set up. Obviously, that's going to happen.
Yeah.
But I was really just focused on their love story.
Agreed. And I will say, probably the biggest thing that annoyed me, and people love Eloise. Eloise, like, people love Eloise. They love what she stood for. You know, she's a woman in the early 1800s who wants a different path than just like getting married and having kids. So yes, 100% agree with that. However, she just annoyed the shit out of me the whole time.
Really?
I think a lot of it had to do with, and I understand, like, I was very confused on what ages these characters were supposed to be. I had to Google it, and apparently Eloise is 17 in the show, and Daphne's 21. I wasn't sure. I was like, is Daphne supposed to be 18 and Eloise is supposed to be like 15? Like, what's happening? But I also think it was because Eloise to me just looked older than Daphne. Like, Eloise is the actress who plays Eloise is 31 years old. And I was like, I can tell. Like, sometimes it annoys me. Like, I'm sorry. Like, I can tell that she was a little bit older. And also, I think towards the end, I just got more annoyed because I was like, Eloise, girlfriend, open your eyes. It's right in front of you. Lady Whistledown. Come on, pal. Like, if I'm dumb enough to figure it out, you can figure it out.
I felt the same way because you can tell by Penelope's answers that she, like, if it wasn't Penelope, Penelope would be just as involved and just as curious as Eloise is about who Lady Whistledown is. But Penelope really didn't care. Like, she never was interested at all. And also the fact that she was always the main, like, she was always there when information got out. Like, how else is it getting out? She reminded me so much of like Chloe and Siesta Key. I don't know why, but it was like Chloe and Siesta Key is always involved with everybody's drama. That was Penelope. Yeah. That was Penelope's character.
Yeah. And I guess I have no really right to complain about Eloise with the age thing because I had the actress who plays Penelope is 33 and is playing a 17-year-old. Wild. Blew my goddamn mind. Blew my mind.
Why can't they give like some 18-year-olds a shot?
Yeah. I think that's why so many, right. I think that's why so many people also loved Outer Banks, not to bring Outer Banks into this, but the actors were all like actually young kids.
Except John B.
Besides
28 years old.
Yeah, correct.
Playing
There's always an exception. There's always an exception. Okay. But yeah, that one definitely surprised me because everybody else was pretty close. But yeah, it was just when it got towards the end and after the whole baby reveal with Marina in Lady Whistledown, I was like, come on, Eloise, it's who else? It's clearly her.
I know. That was the other interesting part of the series, obviously, was Lady Whistledown being obviously a huge part because everybody in the town is figuring out what's happening because of her. And so you wanted to know who is she because you only heard Julie Andrews' voice. You didn't know who Lady Whistledown was. And then obviously as the show went on, they started to be like, who is she? Let's figure her out. And it was Penelope, of course. And then we have to talk about Daphne and Simon's relationship as a whole. First of all, Daphne not knowing anything about the human body made me laugh more than it should have. When I'm skipping ahead here, but when they first had sex and they were having a sex marathon, these two, which was so hot and steamy, episode 6 specifically, their honeymoon. When she did not know how babies were made after having sex, I was like, wow, this actually really happened though. Like, people were having sex and not realizing that's how you make babies. That's insane to me. So insane. I couldn't stop laughing. I was like, oh my God, what? She was literally having nonstop sex and had no idea what sex like even did, what the outcome could possibly be.
Yeah. I was just as mad at their mom as Daphne was. Like, it's like, come on. She gave them nothing. Eloise has no idea how anything works. Daphne has no idea how anything works. It's like they were so naive and so in the dark with everything that it made the sex scenes, especially towards the end when she finds out about the whole like, oh, I can't have a baby versus I won't have a baby kind of thing. And that was a very, very controversial scene in the book. When the books originally came out, this story is based on books by Julia Quinn, which I was very happy to hear is a 9-book series.
Oh, you will be reading.
Hopefully. Yeah. First of all, very excited to hear it's a 9-book series. Also very excited because I think everyone immediately was like, oh, season two, hopefully. There's a lot of material to work with. But that scene was so controversial, I guess, when the books came out that they weren't sure how to handle it in the show. Because, essentially it's Daphne like totally taking over and he has no control and he obviously doesn't want what's happening to happen. And that I think has been some of the only negative commentary I've seen about this show is they're like, okay, like how could they put this scene in this show? But she had no idea that was like what happened when you had sex. Like she just thought what she was doing was the enjoyable part and still didn't know how the baby process was made out of it.
Yeah. To be honest, I was shocked when that happened. I was like, did she just force him to come inside her? Like, did that just happen?
Yep.
So I was taken aback, but also it's a TV show. Like, I don't really understand, like, Game of Thrones. Like,
right.
Nobody was saying like there was a lot of stuff like that happening in Game of Thrones, and everyone was like, this is a TV show. It's fake. Like, this is not, you know what I mean? So I feel like I don't necessarily understand like the outrage. Like I get it in some way, but also when you step back and you're like, this is fake. This is a TV show. Like, it's not, you just got to let a TV show happen. You're going to get mad at some parts in a TV show because it's a TV show. You probably should get mad at some parts.
Yeah. The episode 6 was really crazy because everybody was like, you got to wait till episode 6. Wait until you get to episode 6. I don't know what these people were doing when they outlined this show, but it was just like, you know what? Let's just go so hard on these sex scenes. It's like softcore porn. Like I wouldn't watch that with if you have not, if you're listening to this, hopefully you've watched the show already or else it's ruined. Like I kept thinking like, oh God, I'm so glad I didn't watch the show with my mom. Like it's just, it got very graphic and very, very sexual, and not even like sexual where it's like, okay, they're having sex, but like they're under the covers and you can see their top halves. Like, no, ass out, totally naked.
Simon's butt cheeks. Fully.
Props to these two for getting through these scenes. I don't know how, every time I watch things like this, I'm like, how the fuck are these actors doing this? I don't understand. Like the way, I don't want to, like the way he was thrusting.
I was thinking
so,
that was so...
It was so realistic. Like
it was so
like
smooth,
really going in. Like no, it wasn't just like the classic like movie, just like okay, like they're having sex, like whatever. It was like sexual.
Yeah, like you looked at him and you were like, damn, Simon has rhythm. Like Simon is love making. Yes. He's not fucking. He's making love to Daphne. And then I was watching Daphne moan, and I was like, so she's gotta like fake it. You know, like she's full on sex mode, faking the moaning right now. And it's fantastic. Great job to these actors. They really did a phenomenal job.
I mean, it was really making me feel things like on my couch alone that I was like, wow, okay. Didn't think this would be happening while I watched this.
you see the way he's thrusting and you're like, is that his thrust in real life? Because like, props to you, because it looks like an A+ job to me.
It looks good. It definitely looks good. But it's just funny that, I had friends talking about the show, like that their moms were watching and like calling it mommy porn. Like it's just, it was very enjoyable, obviously. Still thinking about it. And I did want to say a couple other things I loved about the show. Music. The instrumentals of all like the current songs. Amazing. I guess you can listen to them all on Spotify right now, but like hearing the instrumentals at the ball to like Bad Guy, I was like, this is amazing.
So good. Thank You Next. Like Thank You Next is playing. I was like, is this Ariana Grande?
They used to do that in Rain, the show I was talking about before on Monday. They would do that too, which was also one of my favorite parts. But that was a great, like fantastic music. And also just crushing the statistics. Netflix said that Bridgerton was the platform's 5th biggest original series to date. And it's projected to reach 63 million households in the 4 weeks since its premiere.
That's insane. Wow. I would love to know the other 5.
Lot of horny people out there. All you had to do is tell some people like, hey, there's great sex scenes in this show and people are going to watch it.
Right. I want to know what the other 5 shows are. Does it say?
It didn't say. They just said that it was, I think you can find it. And I'm pretty sure that information is out there.
My laptop's on 5%.
Almost done.
Top 5.
Yeah. 5th Netflix. Biggest original series to date.
Top 5 Netflix original.
Yeah. The girl who played Penelope had like retweeted that and was like, oh, and who said you couldn't make a period piece with diversity? Because I guess when the cast came out first, people were criticizing that there was Black actors in the show for this kind of show. And it was fantastic. I thought that watching a diverse cast in this setting was really cool. Like seeing the queen be a Black woman and just like having some diversity in it was awesome. And also because, it gave us Simon, his future. Now everybody's talking about how they want him to be James Bond. Like he's now jumped everyone's list on like being the new James Bond. Please let him be the new James Bond.
I did see that, and honestly, that would be a great choice. And like you said, I was pleasantly surprised that they had Black actors in this show because obviously, like some people had said, like that, the time period doesn't match up. But I'm glad they did it. Like, if they didn't do it, I'd be like, "What?"
Right?
Oh, you
and like
really
you said,
have
it's
to
a TV show.
It's a TV show. Like, oh, you really have to stick with the times. Like, no, let's change it up. So I was really happy about that. And Simon is just an absolute blessing. The top 5 shows are number 1, The Witcher, which I've never even heard of.
Wow. Does Tiger King count?
King? Yeah. So number 2, Money Heist, 3, Stranger Things, 4, Tiger King, and then 5, Bridgerton.
Wow.
I would have thought House of Cards would have been in there.
So Bridgerton really fucking stepped up.
People are so horny. That just confirms it to me that people are so horny. Because you know what also? This is the power of the housewives. Like shout out all the moms out there, all the like I think every mom has been watching this show being like, yes, like all about it. People are horny. All my friends, I was like the last one of my friends to watch this show, which is saying something because I'm normally the first one onto the scene. But I said like, oh, I'll watch it after the new year. Like I'm trying not to be like on, TV as much over the break. And I was late, like kind of late to the game here.
Yeah, you were, but I'm glad you hopped on board because this show was fantastic. And I really hope they give us a season 2.
I don't want to live in a world where they don't give us a season 2. I think it is inevitable. And just, thank you, Shonda. She just continues to bring us magic. And we wouldn't have some amazing shows without her. Grey's Anatomy. Come on.
I know. Speaking of which, I tried to watch this week and I couldn't. I'll get back into it, but I couldn't do it.
Yeah.
I've reached depressing spot in the show. Obviously, the whole show is depressing, but I've reached a real depressing spot in the show.
I think you like overindulge, you know, where you like, it's the feeling of when you eat the same meal every single day and then you have to go like 2 years without eating the meal before you can go back to it.
Yeah, I'll go back like probably next week, but I watched 5 seasons within 1 week. So
yeah,
I had to take a break. I had to take a big break. But thank you anyway.
We got an interview with Tori Deal from The Challenge. I know a lot of you guys have been asking us if we've been watching this season. We're going to talk about all the episodes with Tori, breaking down what's going on in Tori's life. So stay tuned. It's a great interview. And while you're listening, if you know it's appropriate, go grab yourself a Coors Light. Relax. It's Friday. So you know what? You deserve an ice cold Coors Light. Because we're always feeling like this is a long week. It was a long, long week. There's so much going on. You need a second for yourself, a time to just unwind, relax, grab a Coors Light. It's the beer that's literally made to chill. There's only one beer out there that's literally made to chill, and it's Coors Light, because the mountains on the bottles and cans even turn blue when your beer is cold. That way you always know when it's time to chill. When you need to hit reset, just open a Coors Light. It's mountain cold refreshment. It's cold lagered, cold filtered, cold packaged. It's as crisp and refreshing as the Colorado Rockies, perfect for a moment to unwind. It's Friday, guys. I am ready to crack open that Coors Light at the end of my day, relax, chill out. Maybe I'm going to watch a new show, put something on. You know, there's a lot of sports on right now. So if you want to just sit back, relax, and watch some games, do it with the Coors Light. Keep them in your fridge. They'll be ice cold, ready to go. And that's why Coors Light is the one we choose when we need to unwind. So when you want to hit reset, reach for the beer that's made to chill. Get Coors Light in the new look delivered straight to your door with Drizzly or Instacart. Always remember to celebrate responsibly. This is coming from the Coors Brewing Company, Golden, Colorado. We are here with a very special guest, Tori Deal from The Challenge, our girl. She's been on the show multiple times before. Also, one of our first guests ever, Chicks in the Office. We say this every time you come on the show, so just need to mention that every single time. But we are so happy to have you back.
Thank you, guys. I wouldn't want to be talking to anybody else right now but you guys. So
let's go.
I think Tori is like our guest that's been on the show the most times.
Really?
Maybe, possibly.
It's possible. It might be true. We're getting up there, which is great because we love you. We love talking to you. How are you doing? How you feeling?
Girl, I'm pulling a Kanye West. I'm out in the middle of fucking nowhere. I'm like detaching myself from the world right now. I feel like it's just been a crazy year. Obviously 2020 was crazy. 2021, I feel like it's still going to be the same shit. So yeah, I'm trying to hang in there, but yeah, it's crazy. How are you guys doing?
We're good.
Can't
same
complain.
Thing. Yeah, I feel like it's the same thing, you know, like everyone thought that like the clock was going to strike 12 and then all the problems were going to go away. And it's like, no, it's only getting worse, like before it gets better at this point. So listen, we're just going to keep on chugging along. We're just going to keep on going. But we want to talk to you about the season of The Challenge. Obviously, way different than the last season we talked to you about. Double agents, which I like, the partner vibe. But also, would you say it's a better place now?
Oh, like in terms of not living underground in a bunker?
Yeah. Yes.
Yeah, like absolutely. Like this season was already way better from the jump just because honestly, if you think about it, we were supposed to do a whole nother season this year. Everything got pushed back because of COVID. So everybody, when we finally got on set, it was like letting animals out of a zoo. We were like, fucking free, you know, like we had to like have human interaction. We all got COVID tested, so nobody's worried about like anything like that. So it was a whole different vibe this season going into it because for the first time we were actually allowed to be with more than like 5 people in a room.
Yeah, it's you could tell just from, I think, even when everyone showed up to where you guys were staying, that everybody was so excited because so many people were on the last season, so they were like, oh God, what are we doing?
Yeah.
But I do like when they switch it. You don't know what you're gonna get, if it's gonna be a bunker or if it's gonna be like this party pad that, like, I was like, damn, this place looks awesome.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it was pretty cool. It actually ended up being like really difficult to do anything in there because there was no privacy. We had no doors. There was no separate rooms. So like if you were talking to somebody in a room, you could literally see them through the other side of the house. So you couldn't really have like sneaky conversations, which are really important for games like this. So everybody was like always on edge. I mean, it was better than the bunker, but it still had its negative aspects.
Yeah, you could probably just go into the bathroom or something like that as well. If you got to use the closed door, it's like the only place. The shower, no. Me
and Nisa used to take showers together all the time because there was only 2. So it's like if you needed to get ready, you had to fucking do it quick. And the producers would be banging on the door like with the camera, what are you guys doing in there? Like, what do you think me and Nisa are doing in the bathroom, guys?
We're showering.
Yeah, somebody's showering, somebody's shitting. Like get on the toilet and you won't have a problem.
Yeah, like you gotta be fast on that. You gotta multitask. But this season, obviously, you have partners that you're working with. But with the challenge, you really never know who you can trust unless it's your like ride or die person that you trust so much, and like it's your best friend. Like we're not betraying each other. I feel like besides that, it's fair game because you don't know who's going to switch partners. You don't know where things are going to get all shaken up. So I feel like either way, it's hard to trust your partner.
It was, incredibly difficult. And you even see it with that last episode with Leroy and Casey. Like he's sitting there trying to have a conversation with her about who they're going to pick to go in. And she's like not giving him an inch of information. You can't trust your partner. You don't know if you're going to be switched or if you're going to have somebody else. And then what if you told too much information to the last one? So yeah, you're definitely spread out really, really thin. You got very few people that you can confide in.
That would be my problem. I trust too easily.
That is my problem. Literally is my problem.
What was going through your mind when you were up there and Devin wins and he's like, I'm picking Tori?
This motherfucker was messing with me all day. He was like, I'm going to pick you. I was like, no, you're not. Don't even think about it.
Mm-hmm.
Like I have this weird relationship with Devin. Like sometimes I genuinely think he is the best cast member there is because he's so funny. And I'm like,
he is.
We need funny. That. Like TV, the world, we need that. And then other times I'm like, fuck you. Like, fuck you. So it was really like a mixed emotion for me. I didn't know where it was going to go. But like with anything in the show, I had no control. So I was just going to take it and run with it. Like, okay, what am I going to do with this now?
Yeah, I feel like you and Devin are the definition of frenemies. Like you don't really know, like you might be friends, you might not be, but you like kind of, you hate each other, but like sometimes you're like, oh, you're not that bad. Like,
that's it. 100% we are frenemies.
Yeah. Yeah. And you guys weren't on the same season of Are You the One, were you? Or was it different?
No, it's so funny. He was actually on season 3. So when I applied to be on Are You the One, he was the only season I watched, and I had the biggest crush on him. I was like,
Tori, I was just going to say, like, I love Devin on Are You the One? And then he came on the challenge, and I was like, oh, wait. You were so much better on Are You the One?
I still like Devin. Like you said.
I do too.
Like he's like funny and obnoxious in some way. So it's like, you get it for good TV. Like it's great TV. And also he's probably a fun person to be friends with. Like he's probably an asshole at times, but you're like, you're a funny asshole. So it's okay.
Yeah. And he's an equal opportunity asshole. Like he's an asshole to everyone. So it's like, seriously, it's like, you're either going to get the shit end of the stick with him or you're going to get a good day. It's really up in the air.
Yeah. I was sad because I liked the Corey Tori duo. Like that was, obviously the rhyming is great, but what made you pick, like what made you and Corey pair up in the first, because it was kind of a free for all. It was like, you guys got to run around and pick your partner.
Totally. I think like, I knew I wanted to go into this season. Like if everybody speculates, what is the season going to be before? And like, we kind of had an idea who was on the cast. So we kind of had this idea that it could have been partners. So you're already going through who would I want to be partners with if it was a possibility. And then we actually had that opportunity to pick, which was crazy. But I knew that I wanted to be partners with somebody who hadn't won yet, because I wanted to have that like title of like, oh, 2 new champs. Because you see this consistent theme where a lot of the same champs keep winning, and not that it's not well-deserved, it's really hard to win a challenge, but after a while, you're like, there's so many of us who've been fighting for so many fucking seasons, like, can one of the new people get a win, you know?
Yeah.
So I wanted to run along in the game with somebody who I feel like deserved it, and Corey's also really good, so I just felt like it was kind of like, all right, let's see, because you're either going to win or you're going to lose. Like, you can only train so much for this shit.
Yeah, I feel like you and Corey are both just like almost there. Like you guys, like it's gonna happen. It has to happen because you both deserve it. You're both great competitors, but
it's definitely one of the ones where you hear that you guys haven't won yet. You're like, how have they not won yet? You know, so hopefully it's coming for you guys. And this season it's been very exciting. Some of these new rookies, I like that personally. We haven't seen too much of her, but I love that the challenge has dipped into Love Island UK. Like we are obsessed with Love Island UK.
Really? Yeah, we really obsessed.
Are. So when we were looking at the cast and we were like, oh yeah, Gabby, let's go. Like new Love Island person. Like we're there because they're so exciting. And we've seen it with people that have been on before from Love Island. What do you guys think who've been around for a while when the new people from like the UK come in and you're like, and you don't know anything about them?
Yeah, I thought everyone was so sweet. Like that is always a benefit. But then like I try not to get too close to people that I feel like I am not going to side with in a game, because it never feels good to just like stab somebody in the back. You kind of almost just want to distance yourself and be like, well, we're probably going to have to say each other's names, so why get too close? So I like everybody on surface level, but I really didn't get too close to anybody this season because I was just looking at everybody as competition.
Yeah.
I love that.
Yeah, that's kind of what you have to do.
Fighter mentality. Yeah.
Yeah. Is there anybody that you weren't close with on the challenge and like maybe had some preconceived thoughts about that you are now friends with?
I mean, me and Anissa's story arc has literally been that. I mean, I used to really not like her. Like I went through this whole trip where I was like I really liked her. I didn't like her. And now I'm obsessed with her. So like, you can definitely over this course in time, you meet different aspects of people's personality and then you get close to them. And her and I are literally best friends now. Like we talk all the time.
I love that. I love it.
And Anissa. She's awesome. And you do the challenge podcast together now, which is so cool. And
it was a long time coming.
Yeah. Yeah.
For sure.
I was shocked that there was no challenge podcast up until that point, basically.
Yeah, 100%. It's like, what are you guys doing? Like, there's so much content to be talked about. Might as well just be doing it from the people who run the show.
Yeah, exactly. They needed to have it from the inside. You know, like they did with The Bachelor. There's so many shows that talk about The Bachelor. Like, obviously, you know, us.
Almost too many.
It's like, but now Bachelor Nation has created all these podcasts and it's like under their own umbrella and it's their own cast members. It's their own thing. And like, they just keep the cycle going. So I feel like that's kind of what the challenge needs to do too. And they're starting it with you and Anissa, which is awesome. So everybody can go listen to that for all the recaps. Super exciting. Now, look, we got to ask, and you know it's coming. You're on this season alone. Jordan was not on this season with you. We've seen you guys as on the show together. We know that you guys now are no longer together, but what was kind of like, what happened with you guys when you were going on the show and he wasn't? Like, was that a decision that you guys made together, or were things kind of like, I'm going to the challenge and you're not?
I mean, it was kind of a little bit of both. I think like what people don't realize is that me and Jordan were really on the rocks for a lot longer than people know. Yeah. And we had broken up before the challenge for a little bit. And it was kind of like, I really, really begged him to stay with me. And I was like, let's try to work it out. And we had this moment where we were like, all right, I'm going to go on the show. You're going to stay home. Let's see what happens. Let's see if this distance will help us. COVID really was hard on us. We were just like fighting all the time. When we lived with each other, we were just on top of each other. So it was like a big step back from that stress. And obviously when I came home, we broke up really soon when I came home. It was like pretty much like the week after. Yeah. So, and like, we didn't publicly announce it for months. So there was just a lot going on. I think we were just dealing with it emotionally, and we were trying to protect ourselves because we knew that people were going to take our story and just fucking say whatever they wanted to say about it. And like, we just wanted our relationship to have a little bit more respect than that because it was real. And we knew people were going to say it was fake or whatever. And we were obviously both going through a lot of pain. So it's been a really, really, like, it's been a struggle.
Yeah.
Oh, getting a package. Go ahead. Pause for a second. Hold on.
A package. Oh my God.
I'm sure that it was really tough for you guys, obviously, like all breakups are, but I actually really admire how you handle it on social media. Like I'm an avid supporter and watcher of your Instagram because you are so positive on there, but also really honest and real. Like when you announced that you guys had broken up, you ended the engagement. I feel like we saw like your raw emotion, but then we also saw you kind of getting over it in a way and just being yourself and like being fun and happy and trying to just put the relationship past you, but obviously you have respect for it. But I feel like a lot of people go through that sort of thing where they think it's it with somebody, right? Like you get engaged, you're like, this is going to be the one. And then all of a sudden it stops and you almost feel maybe guilty. You try to make it work because you guys are so comfortable together. But to see you get past it probably helps a lot of people who have been in the same situation.
Yeah. Well, I feel like, thank you. And like I said, I think it looks like I got past it quickly to the viewers because of the announcement and then me living, but you have to understand the timeline is completely different. I was dealing with feelings of possibly breaking up since it first kind of came about back in June. So like, I was going through so much that nobody even knew. And so was Jordan. It was both of us. Like both of us were torn at the heart because like we were like, damn, we had this beautiful little love. Where did it go? And that's just kind of something that we were saying bye to for a lot longer than people realize. So like now it's easier to kind of come out of my shell and like talk about it, but that's because I've done months worth of healing around it. Yeah. And obviously I'm still healing it. Like it still hurts. And how can you ever really get over? I mean, I thought I was going to marry you. Like really. So
yeah. And it's hard. And I'm sure now because of filming the show months ago and having it air now is even, it comes with even more criticism for you because at the time they're watching, engaged Tori on the show. And now that's not what's happening right now. And we saw that happen with Fessy and Fessy's confessional being like, Tori's attractive. Tori's like my type of girl. And that was like it. It wasn't like you said anything about Fessy. It was just him on his own. I don't even know if he voiced anything in the house. Like if you had any
he never told me this on camera.
I'm like Tori's probably watching this like what? Like did you watch that so confused?
I didn't know that. I didn't know. When he got home, eventually we had a conversation. And then he kind of opened up a little bit more about all of these things, but like,
it was nothing in the house.
No. So I'm like, oh, strange. Okay. Like, great.
Right. Also, now everyone's going to think like something happened in the house and like, it's easy to make that assumption to be like, oh, Fessy said that. Now Tori and Jordan are together. Something must have happened in the house when that just wasn't the case.
100%. And like people would see that. You think I could get away with doing something in that house and that shit and I get on camera? Fuck no. They would have a field day with whatever happened with me. They would put it on a pedestal and they'd be like, look at Tori, some more fuck shit going on in her life. They would have a field day. So no,
especially if you were cheating, like the challenge eats that alive. They're like, of course we're going to broadcast that everywhere. Like, of course we are. So I thought that was crazy, but you went off on your Instagram story and you were like, I've been on this, reality TV for 4 years now. Like, you think I can't handle the bullshit that comes with it? Yeah. It's so true. Like, I'm sure, it gets easier, but it never really goes away. I feel like, people on the internet, they're always going to be crazy and you kind of just have to realize that.
100%, dude. Like I was never a person that really thought that I was going to have problems with like not getting along with people. It's never been one of the battles that I've faced in my life. But literally after being exposed to social media and reality TV, you just come to terms. There are people who aren't going to like you. You can't convince them otherwise. They need someone to hate. I'm like, fuck it. at least I can help you somehow. You need someone to project shit on? Here you go.
Because, let it be me.
Fine, whatever. Like, it is what it is. So yeah, like so many years of doing this shit. And I can't even be mad at the network for it because like people are going to talk about it. It's going to make people want to watch. So like it makes sense. And I signed up for it. So like, what the fuck? I mean,
right.
Tori,
you understand
what you're talking about. You get it. You just get it. I love that. That's also like reminds me of Johnny Bananas. Like he like has always been like, it's a reality TV show. Like I'm going to make a reality TV show. Like that's it. I'm going to make moves here. So I respect that. Now, what happens in the future if you and Jordan end up on a season together? How do you think that's going to go? And are you guys going to have I may be asking too much in the future, but
for some reason, I didn't even think of that as a possibility. Like for some reason, I didn't even think of that as a possibility. Like you just shocked me by that question too.
I'm just thinking, like, do you guys have a conversation beforehand now if that happens? Like, hey, are you going to go or am I going to go or are we both going to go?
I mean, I would never not go, like, unless I really didn't want to. He's not going to not go. So I have a feeling that we would probably both be there. And I can tell you right now, I don't know how it would play out. So
good TV. Sorry.
I mean, I'm
sorry.
I would love for it to be like, yeah, we're going to go in there and be like, but like, that's unrealistic to say that. So I don't.
Yeah.
I really don't know.
Yeah. Wow. I didn't even think about that, Rhea. That's a great point. That's a great point. But you know, Tori, this season, I've always rooted for you. We have always rooted for you. You know, we want you to get that win. And watching that, you know, you and Devin's situation, having to kind of like pick who you want, because you guys have totally different friends at this point. And I want to know what your opinion is on Fessy sending himself down to take down Nelson, because those guys are very close and Nelson seemed totally shocked. And Fessy just like is a one-man show, man. He is Fessy, and then like anybody forget, like you can think you're friends with Fessy, you're probably not friends with Fessy.
Yeah, I think Fessy went into this whole season completely differently. Like, obviously, we had talked about it. I talked about it with Nelson, too, on the Challenge podcast because I felt really bad for Nelson. I wasn't really thinking about Nelson. In my mind, I was kind of just like, oh, shit, somebody wants to go into elimination. I don't have to stab a friend in the back by saying Josh's name because Josh told me before he didn't want to go in. He never told me he wanted to go in. He kind of accepted it, I think, but he didn't want to go. He asked me to, like, help him not go in. So, and I don't mean to take a shot at Josh, but people don't know that. So I thought I was doing Josh a favor. I thought I was doing Fessy a favor. And I wasn't thinking about Nelson just because it just like, it's like, I thought about it, but I didn't like put myself in Nelson's shoes. I also didn't like think about, I don't know. I just was just like, fine, fuck it. I'll say someone's name who wants to go in and then I don't have to worry. I'm almost doing somebody a favor, but it's kind of crazy because I think, like I said, Fessy went into this season with a completely different attitude because the first season, I don't want to say he was wallpaper, but like, he didn't have
big, strong wallpaper. Very,
wallpaper, for sure. So this season, I think he was kind of like, all right, well, if I'm going to be here, I'm going to play. And this is like, you get to see that part of him evolve. I don't know if he was like overcompensating for like last season and was kind of like, and then also he didn't go in on that physical elimination before and everyone was calling him a pussy. So like, I don't know what goes on in like big man head, like must show them man, like maybe I don't, but was it fucked up? For sure. I think everybody thinks it was fucked up. Fessy definitely thinks it was fucked up. Nelson definitely thinks it was fucked up. Like, I
think you nailed it with like, he probably got embarrassed when he didn't go into the last one and saw the hall brawl and was like, this is my shit. I don't care who I have to go against. I got to prove that I'm like the tough guy that I say I am. And I felt bad for Nelson because it is crazy. Like, I guess you don't realize the size of everyone until you're all lined up, you know? And so right before the hall brawl started and Nelson and Fessy were sitting next to each other, and I was like, he's double the size of Nelson. Like you don't realize it sometimes. And then you look and you're like, holy shit. Like it was crazy. He looked like a giant.
Dude, huge. And sometimes size works in your benefit and sometimes it doesn't. So like, it's interesting how like a challenge, you know, you could think that the bigger guy is going to have the advantage, but Nelson probably would have had the advantage in another area. And even though Nelson was so much smaller, he put up a fucking fight. Like watching that, in real life, we were all like, we actually don't know what's going to happen. Like, we don't know if Dusty's going to win right now. Like, it was crazy.
Yeah. I feel like the challenge, you do think like, wow, your physical appearance really matters. But then you get on the show and it goes out the window. Like, because there's so many different types of challenges. So you can't say that somebody who's bigger and built like him is going to have an advantage over anybody else.
Totally. And we even saw that with like the Nani and Natalie fight on the top of the car. Like, Nani's so much smaller than Natalie, and she pulls her off with her. Like, yeah, maybe Natalie was doing a lot of the moving and stuff like that, but still, like, Nani held her own. So
Nani's a beast.
She is, dude. She is such a firecracker. I love her.
Scrappy.
Yeah. I just love watching, because I loved like the older seasons of the challenge so much. So when I see those people still on the show, just brings a smile to my face, especially because Nani like wasn't on it for a little bit and then came back. I love it.
Yeah. I love that.
Yeah. Everybody's getting involved. Did you break Liv's arm? Like, what happened there?
So yeah.
Yes.
But we don't know for sure we didn't know for sure if it was broken. And I have to give her credit, because it did not happen when I flipped her off. It happened before. She's like, my arm. But like, when you're in like, I played soccer. I go until the ref blows a whistle. Like, that's how I go. So until a ref tells me to stop, or I literally see something bad, like, how do I know she's not just saying my arm just to throw me off and then throw me off,
Yeah.
So I would just play until I'm told not to. But so she must have like hit it or fallen on it weird. And then when I threw her off the truck, like, she had already been hurting. So like, I think it looks more intense than it was, but she definitely, I don't know. She probably definitely.
Yeah. I wouldn't be surprised. I mean, just, she might be like, Tori seems like a nice girl, but, kind of done with her after I had to leave the show because of an arm situation. I had another question and now I'm forgetting his name. Why am I forgetting his name? Who's the rookie from America's Got Talent?
Oh, Josh. Joseph.
Yes, because Big T got his name too.
Yeah.
Big T messed up his name the entire time, and they were partners. He do you think he watched the show before he went on this show? I feel like he had no idea what he was doing.
He was like, when he stepped onto the challenge, he was like a kid that was in Disney World for the first time. He was like, just like always so thankful, always so upbeat, always so excited. Like, I don't think that he went into it being like, oh, I'm going to be a challenger. He went into it for the experience. He was like, I don't know how an America's Got Talent kid got up here, but I'm happy to be here, So like, he just kind of gave it what he had. But yeah, I think he was just like a kid in a candy store. I did talk to him after, and he was like, man, if I come back, I'm definitely going to do something different. I was like, that's probably a good idea, Justin.
Yeah, probably a good idea. Because right off the bat, he was like, send me in. I don't care. I was like, he had no idea. I don't know if he knew what an elimination was. He was like, it was definitely funny to watch and to see him be like, yeah, I want Wes. Like, it's like, what?
Yeah.
Do you though? Yeah. I honestly was just thinking in my head, like, how would I act if I was on the challenge? And I was like, would like Tori like even be nice to me? Because it's like the game. Like, and I was just going through all the scenarios in my head of people on the challenge who I've talked to and have like created like friendships in a way. And I'm like, but if we were on the show, they would probably treat me like a rookie and probably be like, this girl like doesn't deserve to be here. Like, and then I was like, would I suck up to them? Like, I don't know why I just went through that whole process in my head as to how I would act on the challenge.
Oh my God.
But I'm thinking about it.
I think that's fair. I think like everybody, when they go in there as a rookie, you're like, when I went in there as a rookie, I was scared shitless. I did not know who to talk to. Like, you kind of just like find yourself. I think it's just normal to be scared, like going on that show, because like a lot of people come with a lot of big personalities and have done a lot of crazy shit. Like you've seen the tapes.
Yeah. Yeah. How is the, cause there's not as many relationships in the house right now. Leroy and Cam are like, it seemed pretty ride or die right now. Did you guys know they were coming into the, like when they, I'm trying to think of how to say this, because you were friends with Cam off the, like, so when you finally found out the cast, like, was it like, oh, these two are going to be like us against the world?
Definitely. But I wanted them to do well. So like, I like definitely like talked to them and I was like on the same page with them. It's interesting how like people kind of got that confused in the house, which I don't want to like give too much information about that, but it is interesting how people will twist your words. But I definitely like, after me and Cam kind of like squashed our beef, I root for her. I want her to do well. Like she has that same thing for me where it's like, she's fought so hard, so many seasons. You want to see somebody who deserves it to win, who's a badass to carry that, that crown. So I root for her, and especially Leroy. Like Leroy, he's so OG. Like you want to see Leroy win. His personality's like
so bad.
amazing.
I'm rooting for Leroy so fucking hard all the time, and I'm just like, can you just win one time for me, Leroy? Come on.
I know. Yeah.
I know obviously because now that we saw a bunch of partners switch at the end of the last episode, so I'm hoping that Leroy and Anissa is a good pair. Like I like that pair together because like I said, not only did Fessy take down Nelson, he was like, bye Anissa. Like it's like, what are you doing? What are you doing?
Dude, me and Devin bet before he went in, Devin was like, I bet you 5 beers he's going to switch Anissa. I was like, absolutely not. He told us he would not switch Anissa if he won a thing. No. And Devin was like, I bet you 5 beers. And I hate fucking beer. So I was like, all right, bet. And then I fucking lost. And I'm like, God damn it, fucking Fessy. I had to chug 5 beers that night. Terrible.
Oh man. Yeah,
that was a good time though.
Yeah, that's
that's where the hot tub scene comes in. I'm like,
Yeah.
Oh, so you know what? We're following along. We're excited for the rest of this season. Excited for some good old fashioned drama. We're sure there's some crazy shit happening. We're only 4 episodes in, and like there's already so much switching and deceiving and whatnot. So I can only imagine that it is going to get worse. Now, no one else listening to this probably cares about what I'm about to ask you, except for me, because I'm also a massive Eagles fan, and I've seen you with Fletcher Cox a lot recently. I know you're friends with his girlfriend, and I'm like, what are you guys up to? What are you guys doing?
We're chilling. Right now we're in, like I said, we're in the middle of nowhere. We have like a 1,000-acre ranch in Texas and just vibing out. Just gonna like look at the stars and forget I'm alive for a little bit.
Love that.
Well, you know what? That sounds very nice. And you grew up an Eagles fan, right? Like yes. So that's cool. I like that. I hope down the line I get to do shit like that.
Yeah.
Because that's kind of super sweet. So I hope you have an amazing time and like reconnect with like the earth. I don't know what you guys are doing out there.
I'm here to do, baby.
Well, Tori, thank you so much for coming to talk to us. You have so much going on. I want to plug a little bit here. You got your Tori Dealing with podcast, the Challenge podcast. You just wrote a children's book, right?
Yes.
Yeah. What's up with that?
Yeah, it's called The Search for Syrup. Was working on it like 3 years ago. I was really bored one day and I was like, I'm going to make a kid's book, and did it. My characters are all combinations of animals and food. So bumblebee and koala pear.
Love that.
They're so sweet. They rhyme. It's adorable. And yeah, I'm really excited for the world to see it. It's coming out really soon.
That's so cute.
That's really
I love
cool.
that.
Thank you.
Oh, Tori, we love having you on. Can't wait to talk to you again soon. It's like every year they ask us like, who do you want from the challenge? And we're like, Tori. Probably just Tori.
Yeah. Fuck, I love you guys so much.
You're the best, and we're rooting for you, and hopefully we talk soon.
Yeah, I hope to see you guys on the challenge. And if you come on as rookies, I promise you I got your backs.
Oh man.
Rhea,
Listen.
that's Rhea's dream. It's Rhea's dream.
It's my dream.
Rhea's
but
dream.
I need to like work out a little bit before that. So.
We got you.
We'll see.
She'll be the one who everyone says is small but scrappy.
Yeah.
Ooh,
Yeah,
I like that.
Yeah, a little knock in her.
Exactly. All right. Bye, Tori. Thank you so much.
Bye. Thank you, Tori.
Bye.
All right, that wraps up today's episode of Chicks in the Office. We hope you have a fantastic weekend. We love you very, very much. And thank you if you rated and reviewed 5 stars, only if it was 5 stars. If it was below that, we're not thanking you. So have a great weekend, and we'll talk to you on Monday.